Imagine a quiet suburban neighborhood where nothing out of the ordinary ever happens. It's the last place you'd expect to encounter something sinister. In 2003, in the small town of Enfield, Connecticut, a woman named Sarah Wakefield experienced a chilling event that would haunt her for the rest of her life. She was alone in her kitchen when the temperature suddenly dropped and the lights flickered. Moments later, she felt an oppressive presence, like something was watching her from the shadows. She turned around, only to see a dark, indistinct figure standing in the doorway. It wasn't human. It was something much worse. Throughout history, demon encounters have been the subject of both fascination and terror. From ancient folklore to modern horror films, the idea of an evil entity lurking in our world captivates the imagination. But what happens when these encounters don't occur in a haunted house or a remote forest, but in everyday locations? Places where we feel safe? Today we're diving into real-life stories of demon encounters that occurred in the most unexpected of places, revealing the terrifying truth that sometimes our worst fears are closer than we think. In 2012, a family in San Antonio, Texas began experiencing strange events in their newly purchased home. It started with small things, a door creaking open on its own and strange noises at night. But soon, these incidents escalated. One evening, their teenage daughter was in her bedroom when she felt a sudden pressure on her chest as if something was trying to suffocate her. She looked up and saw a dark figure looming over her, its eyes glowing red. The family sought help from a priest who performed a blessing on the house, but the experiences never truly stopped. In another case from 2017, a high school in Pennsylvania became the site of a disturbing series of events. Students and teachers began reporting sightings of shadowy figures in the hallways. At first, these were dismissed as pranks or overactive imaginations. Still, when a group of students experienced a collective vision of a demonic figure during a fire drill, the school administration took notice. A local historian later revealed that the school was built on land once used for occult rituals in the 1800s. The administration brought in experts in paranormal activity, who performed a thorough cleansing of the building. However, the shadowy figures were still occasionally seen by students and staff. Perhaps the most terrifying encounter occurred in 2019 at a public park in Richmond, Virginia. Michael Litton was jogging late one evening when he suddenly felt an overwhelming sense of dread. He stopped to catch his breath, but the feeling only grew stronger. As he turned to leave, he saw a figure crouched under a tree, its body contorted in unnatural ways. It had elongated limbs, and its face was a twisted mask of rage. Michael tried to run, but his legs wouldn't move. He was frozen in place. The figure began to crawl toward him, its movements jerky and unnatural. Just as it was about to reach him, a passerby's dog barked, breaking the spell. The figure vanished, leaving Michael shaken and terrified. In the aftermath of these encounters, the individuals involved struggled to return to normal life. Sarah Wakefield moved out of her home in Enfield, but she could never escape the feeling that something was still watching her. The family in San Antonio eventually sold their house, but their daughter continued to have nightmares about the dark figure. At the Pennsylvania high school, the administration brought in experts to cleanse the building, but students and staff still occasionally saw the shadowy figures. Michael Litton's experience in Richmond left him with a deep fear of the dark, and he no longer goes out after sunset. Despite these ongoing challenges, these individuals have shown remarkable resilience in the face of the unknown. These experiences impacted those who lived through them, altering their beliefs and perceptions of the world around them. Many of them turned to religion or spiritual practices to protect themselves from further encounters. Others became more skeptical, questioning what they had truly experienced. These stories remind us that the unknown can be far closer than we ever imagined. Whether these encounters result from supernatural forces, psychological phenomena, or a combination of both, they highlight the deep-seated fears within all of us. The fear of the dark, of the unseen, and of the evil forces that may lurk just out of sight. These stories also remind us that belief in the supernatural can be a powerful force, shaping our perceptions and experiences in ways that are both terrifying and profound. As these stories demonstrate, the power of belief is a force to be reckoned with. Have you ever experienced something that made you question reality? A moment where you felt the presence of something dark and unexplainable? Please share your story in the comments below. Subscribe to stay updated with the latest stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. And remember, sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't see.